Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome to the 2000 Core English Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is ketchup. 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 Ketchup is a very, very popular condiment. A condiment is something that we use as a topping or as a spread on things like sandwiches or hot dogs or maybe even soups and other things too. So ketchup is a sauce made from tomato. Here's an example. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Mustard. 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 Mustard is another super popular condiment. Mustard is usually yellow in color and comes from the mustard seed. It's a little bit spicy sometimes. It can maybe even be a little bit bitter. So let's review this example sentence from the previous word. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Ketchup, mustard, and salsa are the condiments I most often use. Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce is a popular condiment, but it's very, very spicy. It's thinner than mustard or ketchup. It looks a little bit watery, but it's very, very hot, very, very spicy. So usually we use a few drops at a time. Here's an example. Tabasco sauce is way too hot for me to eat. Tabasco sauce is way too hot for me to eat. Tabasco sauce is way too hot for me to eat. Pepper. 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 Pepper can have a couple different meanings. It can be used as a spice, or, as in today's lesson, we can also use it to talk about the colorful vegetables that we use in things like salads and soups. You might find green peppers, red peppers, orange or yellow peppers. They're really healthy. Here's an example. Peppers, broccoli, zucchini, leeks, carrots, eggplants, and lettuce are all vegetables. Peppers, broccoli, zucchini, leeks, carrots, eggplants, and lettuce are all vegetables. Peppers, broccoli, zucchini, leeks, carrots, eggplants, and lettuce are all vegetables. Seafood. 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 Seafood refers to food, things we can eat, that comes from the ocean, that comes from the sea. So things, for example, like types of fish that are from the ocean can be understood as seafood. We can use this to talk about shrimp, lobster, basically any kind of creature from the sea that we eat is seafood. Here's an example. Clams, salmon, shrimp, lobsters, and squid are all seafood. Clams, salmon, shrimp, lobsters, and squid are all seafood. Clams, salmon, shrimp, lobsters, and squid are all seafood. Cake. 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 Cake is a super popular dessert. It's something that we bake, and we can have it in lots of different flavors, in chocolate, in a fruit flavor, carrot even. You've probably seen one in the store. You've probably seen one at your house. Cake is so popular, and you can eat it in almost every restaurant. Here's an example. We eat cake at my house every Sunday night for dessert. We eat cake at my house every Sunday night for dessert. We eat cake at my house every Sunday night for dessert. Serve. 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 Serve can have a couple different meanings, but when we use it as we're talking about food, it means to place food in front of someone else. For example, when a waiter brings food to your table, we can say, the waiter serves your food. Here's another example. The woman is serving a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. The woman is serving a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. The woman is serving a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. Mix, mix, mix. When we mix something, like with food, it means that we are trying to combine those things. So we might put a few different ingredients in a bowl or in a pot, and we try to mix them together with this kind of stirring motion. Or we might use something called a mixer, which is a machine that does this stirring motion. So when we mix things, we combine them. Here's an example. You need to mix the flour with water. You need to mix the flour with water. You need to mix the flour with water. Chop, chop, chop. A chop, or to chop, refers to a way of cutting something. So when we want to create a small kind of square or rectangle shape, but it doesn't have to be perfect, we usually use the verb to chop to describe that. It sounds like very roughly cutting something into small pieces. Here's an example. The woman is chopping vegetables. The woman is chopping vegetables. The woman is chopping vegetables. Mince, mince, mince. To mince refers to cutting things very, very small or making a very, very fine cut, something very fine and precise. So like tiny, tiny little squares or tiny, tiny little cubes. So you might mince pieces of garlic. Here's another example. Mince the meat and put it in the soup. Mince the meat and put it in the soup. Mince the meat and put it in the soup. Let's review. I'm going to describe a word or phrase in English. See if you can remember it. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say the very popular condiment that's red in color and is made of tomatoes? Ketchup. Ketchup. And how to say the other very popular condiment that's yellow and is made from a special kind of slightly spicy seed? Mustard. Mustard. What about the very, very hot, very spicy condiment that some people like to put a few drops of onto whatever they're eating? Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce. Do you remember how to say the vegetable that can come in a few different colors, like green, red, yellow, or orange? Pepper. Pepper. Let's try the word for things you can eat that come from the ocean. Seafood. Seafood. What about the very popular dessert that we bake and often see in restaurants? Cake. Cake. Now, let's see if you remember how to say the verb that means to put food in front of someone else. Serve. Serve. Another one. What about the verb that means to combine ingredients, like in a bowl or in a pot? Mix. Mix. Do you remember how to say to roughly cut something into a small square or rectangle shape? Chop. Chop. And finally, do you remember how to say to cut something into very small squares? Mince. Mince. Well done! See you next time. Bye!